The king hadn't slept in 3 nights. He sat by the open window, his crown placed quietly beside him, untouched. Below, his kingdom rested beneath a velvet sky. But inside him, everything burned. He had won the war, but lost his son. Not in battle, but to silence. Words never said. Wounds never healed. The boy had walked away a year ago, angry, unseen, misunderstood. And now the only message Raghunath received was a sealed envelope. Not a single word inside, just the prince's ring. It lay now on the king's palm, heavy, cold, final. A soft breeze moved the curtain. He didn't notice. He was somewhere else, still trying to remember the last time he had hugged him. The next morning, the court was silent. He didn't show. The ministers whispered. The people watched. By noon, a servant found him walking alone beyond the palace walls, without guards, without shoes. Just walking. 2 villages later, dust on his feet, he stopped at a neem tree near a small river. An old sadhu sat beneath it, eyes closed. A cow beside him swatted flies with its tail, unconcerned by royalty or sorrow. The king stood there for a while, not sure what he wanted. He sat down, eventually, not as a ruler, not as a father, just as a man. The sadhu didn't open his eyes, but he spoke. Your heart is too loud. The king looked up. It keeps knocking at every memory, the sadhu continued, hoping to change the ending. The king said nothing. The river moved slowly like breath. The neem leaves rustled and a few yellowed ones fell. They say I'm a wise king, he finally said, but I failed where it mattered most. The sadhu nodded once. Even a tree forgets its own shadow until the sun shifts. Raghunath looked away. His hands trembled slightly. I never listened. He was right there and I couldn't see him. I thought duty came first. Silence. The sadhu opened his eyes now. Not old, not young, just still. You can still sit where he once stood, even now, even without words. They sat together a while longer. Nothing more was said. Just the river, the wind, a leaf brushing the king's knee like a memory. That evening the king returned quietly to the palace. No trumpet, no fanfare. In his chamber he lit an oil lamp, not because it was dark, but because something inside him had shifted. He opened a drawer. Inside was a letter he had once written to his son but never sent. He unfolded it, his fingers shaking, and this time he added something at the end. If you're still walking, come home, not to the palace, just to me. He left it unsealed and placed it on the same windowsill where the ring once sat. The next morning at sunrise, the bell in the old palace temple rang softly, not loudly, not for anyone to hear. Just once, but enough. Sometimes the deepest apologies are not spoken, they are felt in silence, in return, in showing up. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stories like this.